taxfreegov.com.
Welcome to season 3 of the Plug. Yeah, we've been around for 3 seasons. Probably not 3 years, but the way we're doing the shows, breaking them up, how everybody doing it now. They be on season 6, but only been out for 3 years. So we on that shit now. Either way it go. This is the Plug. I'm your host, Tommy Monte. This season we got a lot planned for you. Some of the topics and subjects we're going to be going over on this particular season. We definitely going to always hit on current events, things that are going on now in the community. We're going to try to incorporate business plans as far as highlighting black businesses, who's headed in the right direction, who's headed in the wrong direction. Try to promote those who are doing right, not just because they're black, but promote them because they're doing what needs to be done. We're going to also try to, talk about science, and whether it be from innovation to just discoveries. We're just going to try to basically do things that's not really talked about on a wide spectrum through black radio, especially through the youth, young ages, under the ages of 30 type talk, We also going to talk about living off the land, hunting, gardening, fishing, just certain things that you should know as a human being. Because if something really happened, it would be a lot of people starving to death with a bank account full of money. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make any sense for us not to be knowledgeable of how to live off the land if push came to shove. Another one, we're going to always have conscious topics, just out of the box, mind-opening conversations, which probably will be what we'll be talking about today. I also want to try to talk about Black history, do a segment for Black history every now and again, whether it be highlighting an event or an assassination or a birth, just something that you might not hear on a regular basis. So, we're going to try to talk about space exploration, which kind of ties into science. And we also want to talk about love, relationships, or just male-female relationships. And I'm not alone. I know I just went on big spill. I got HBQB with me. She's been on the show multiple times. Mainly, she did a lot of shows last season with me. You want to say what's going on to the world?
What's going on with you guys? Glad to be back on the Plug.
That's good. So how you been lately?
I've been good. Working, going to school, doing the best I can do, studying more about black people and African Americans and what we need to be doing to get more conscientious in this world.
You have a particular person or just since you've been doing your self-knowledge, so to speak, is there anything that stands out most that you just recently found out or just couldn't believe that you didn't know? Is there anything that you think stands out?
A lot of stuff. Think about that. You put me on the spot.
I mean,
something.
I got some. I couldn't believe that I didn't know, about the Voting Rights Act and how people were still having problems voting in 1965. I mean, people were still having problems voting allegedly in 2008, 2004, things of that nature.
People having voter issues now, actually.
But I didn't know that they were saying that black men, black women basically weren't a part of the voting system, 50 years ago. That's in my parents' life.
I knew that.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that was around, Dr. King. That's what they was.
That's what he was on.
Fighting for. But, actually, I just was approached maybe last month by a guy that was asking me to sign a petition saying that he would like for to be able to vote on extra time on the weekends and Sundays and have those voters.
Yeah, somebody did approach me on that.
Yeah, and to sign a petition. So yeah, you wanna get out there. It's still problems right now today because they still trying to stop people from voting. Still trying to stop people from doing early voting. That's what it is. They don't want you to do early voting. And so that's stopping people that, work consistently and don't have time to go to the polls or whatever. And they try to do it beforehand according to their schedule.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. When a dude approached me and asked me, I told him that I don't think I want to vote anymore. And I have been in limbo about this just due to the fact that I don't agree with the system as a whole.
I agree with it.
Because if the Democrats don't agree with the Republicans and vice versa, why allow either party to still operate? If I was a Democrat who was a true Democrat, I would be trying to wipe out the Republicans. That just don't make any sense. That all their policies don't make any sense, this and this and that. We should be trying to be more of a Republican or more of a Democrat, not what we gonna try to find a way to coexist. You know what I mean? It doesn't make, well, that's how I feel. I don't want you to just have my opinion. That's just the reason why I don't agree with it. Just same thing with the Senate. You hear about how the president wants to do this and they want to do that, but the Congress doesn't want to. Congress not going to approve it. And it could be somebody in Alabama that you have no way to vote for because you stay in New Hampshire. You know what I'm saying? So now you're suffering because of who Alabama voted in, but you have no say on what goes on in Alabama.
Well, a lot of the way that they run, the way you can vote, I definitely don't agree with it. Once I found out that we actually don't even vote for the president and we actually, don't get to have a for real say so. This is done by the senators and the governors of America. It's not even about us.
No, I mean we're just the what is the word? We're just the for show end of it. They just make us want to feel. We just want to feel involved.
Right.
And
it's
we
like,
just in it to feel involved.
You guys, put your vote in. You participated. Nah.
And it doesn't even make sense. You run the country, but there's things in the country that you don't know about, and they can't tell you about, and they just do with your money, and you can't say nothing about it. That don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? And I never voted for anything like that. I haven't been able to vote that long, so I feel like I was born into a system that I would have never accepted.
And the game that they playing, I want black people to know, is when you're not voting for the smaller issues, when you're not voting in your town, and you're not voting your mayor, your governor, your senator into the office,
Alderwomans.
Yeah, your aldermans. You're not voting these people in. Then all of a sudden, that's how they take over. Because actually, those are the people who decide who's going to be the president.
Yeah, but I still agree. But we still gain. And I think this is the problem with black people. We just go for a face. We don't know anything about these people.
And they know this too. It's actually in the textbooks saying that people will generally go for a face that they like, that's appealing, that is attractive. This is how they vote.
I like his style.
And they know this is how people vote.
They don't know anything about your agendas, your policies, your plans, what you're going to do.
It's either all Democrat or all Republican. If you're, that party, they're going to come in either vote all that way or vote all, Democrat or all Republican, or they're going to come in and they're going to look at you and they're going to say, I like the way they look, or this person is black, or this person is white, this person is Latino, I'm voting for this person.
All right. Now, I did we're going to switch subjects. Now, I have put a video on YouTube, I want to say maybe around January, just talking about how I feel black women are under attack. I know you probably seen it. But, all right, now, I wasn't trying to be negative towards black women, but some of the black women that I've talked to seem like from my response, the way it came off, they got a negative feedback on it, and they were always asking me, well, when you gonna do the video about the dude? And it wasn't anything to be done as a separation tool or try to point out what's wrong with black women. I'm pointing out, on that video, I was pointing out what the media plan is for black women. And you know what I'm saying? It just basically that was my fault.
I feel like it was a great message, just the wrong time to see it and be the messenger. You are male. Women are not going to take too well to you telling them what they doing every day, which is stupid. that you're doing wrong. The messenger, they gonna take well to a messenger that's more common to them.
But the thing is who's gonna do it, and that's the thing. Why they wait for this messenger who doesn't have a message for them?
No, I'm just telling you that's the strategy, and that's always been a strategy in America. If you think about anything that's been done.
No, I mean I heard some people that say they like it.
Strategically think about a way to get people to thinking in what you trying to say.
No, I have some people that like it, but it's just
that without having that male video,
And that's what I'm saying. It was just like people are more focused on a rebuttal or what about the dudes. It was like we need to focus on ourselves before we start focusing on everybody else's issues. Because if we want to be honest, the way they have us divided now, the woman is without a man. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he in a household holding you back. Women are in the mind frame that they don't need a man, but they want to raise kids though. And I've been around women who've had these conversations. They can't see themselves being married, but they can see themselves having kids. And just the mind frame that people are in now. You know what I'm saying? Are you really able to listen to a man? And then you have these men, are they really worth being listened to? Have you heard some of us? Every man ain't worth listening to. So just because he a man don't mean he deserve to get listened to. Now, I had some women give me some positive feedback on the video. It's just that I felt like too many people was worried about my rebuttal for a dude video.
But again, just as petty as people are about voting and just voting simply because this person is a Democrat or simply because this person is a Republican or simply because this person is black, white, Latino, whatever. They're looking at you saying, you're a male.
Right.
You can't tell me, you know what I'm saying? It's a thing that it's just in your subconscious that you just naturally do. People, they probably would have listened more if you would have had a male video saying the same thing and saying, why aren't you coming after your own counterpart?
But the only reason why I didn't do it, the only reason why I felt, well, maybe it was easier to do the female video because they're literally attacking y'all through the media. So I had more images to show of just nothing but black females on TV. It wasn't like I was creating pictures, photoshopping stuff. This was all easily images. They're just Googling topics and they just was popping up. You know what I'm saying? And it was
easy
just
for you to find some male images, stereotypes, and things like that.
But some of these guys are not glorified. Now, I'm not talking about rap because that's a whole nother story, which I have talked about.
The biggest entity.
No, but I've talked about that multiple times. I just, I talk about that. I just
right.
I hadn't had it. People, you have to just follow us.
It doesn't matter about why and what, you know what I'm saying, why you didn't do this and why you didn't do that, because that's just getting off the subject.
Right.
That's just us arguing about the Moors being the Moors and, whatever we gonna be.
No,
that's not what we need to be talking about.
But see, what I was talking about was the media war.
Making the male video next.
Well, but see, I was gonna.
And that's it.
Well, but my main focus is I was just trying to highlight what I was talking about was the media. It wasn't talking about females because if it was a way that you can attack people, characters. I was telling them about the quality of programming that they're putting out. We're not requesting these programs. We're not requesting these rappers and these artists that they are giving these deals to and are flooding the radios with. We might request them once we hear the song 20 times in a row, but we're not requesting it all. Hey man, I need a Molly song. I need a this and this and this song. We wasn't asking for that. It was given to us, placed into our laps type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the these reality type shows or these facade shows where they have black people with horrible attitudes, very materialistic, non-knowing about any culture or not even talking about any culture, no pride. You know what I'm saying?
That right there is starting to get really old. The materialistic stuff. All of this stuff worrying about all of these, name brand items and stuff like that, that's annoying. Like, that is getting so old. Black people need to wake up, stop tripping off this shit, stop wearing this shit, stop focusing on this shit, stop making it your main focus.
Your main priority when you should be focusing on owning that. Your mind frame should not be consumer. Your mind frame should be producer. And if you're not producing and you want to be a consumer, then you got to think about where are you getting these funds from to consume. You don't want to be a consumer, a pig. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
You want to be a producer.
At the bottom of the pole.
And that's what we are.
Eating all the trash.
That's what we are. I mean, we cheating, and that's why I do it. I kind of want to do a men video, but I didn't think the images would be as easy because a lot of the real problems are not even from what's put on TV. Because I could go with that too. I feel like they put more feminine men on TV than anything to push us away from TV and into the streets.
Right, but even they show y'all doing stuff in the streets. Like, I did projects over stereotypes and just black people in general in America. So I was able to find a lot of information over male, female, both genders. I was able to find a lot of information though. Like you said, it was a lot of the stuff that they exposed about being in their sexualities and being gay, promoting that so much, and the different stereotypes for women being, like the big mama or whatever, the woman that is in the scarf and she's big and she black in the movies and this is what they doing. Right, and she's snapping off and blah, blah, blah.
Illiterate.
Yeah.
But illiterate. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm in the mind frame now, really, that I promote any way that black people talk. Because anything that black people do is an issue. The way we dress, the way we talk, the way we listen to our music. Now, I'm not even talking about the songs. I'm talking about the bass and all that other stuff. I mean, everything that we do is an issue.
And that's why I actually got invited to that ballpark downtown this weekend.
But you got to talk about it. Yeah, Ballpark Village in St. Louis.
I refused to go. I was like, no, they're not going to make me dress a certain type of way. If I can't wear tennis or Timberlands or whatever I want to wear to the event, and it's a ballpark where you are supposed to be comfortable. I'm not going to that.
But what's funny is I literally think that it's only for who they want to have it for. Because
and let them have it. I don't even want to be a part of it.
I can't see this being a strictly enforced rule.
I don't want to be a part of it.
Because
for me, I'm not gonna chase where the white people want to go. I'm good. I'm not gonna do like our parents did, want to be around them and want to be up under them and want to go, oh, they there, this is how we gonna dress, this is how we supposed to talk, this is how you supposed to say this around this, and this is how you supposed to act around the white people. No.
Have your own identity. Make them respect who you are as a people more so than disrespect yourself by steady bending to be who they want you to be.
Respect your culture. Respect your...
or at least start building your culture.
If I were Hispanic, it's Hispanic students at the college, and if I were Hispanic and I was to get up to do my paper and report my paper, no one is going to judge me for not being able to speak the English language properly. No one's going to look down upon me. They're going to encourage me. They're going to tell me my paper was great, and I'm going to get an A just for doing that. You know?
I'm here.
So why is it that when these people come and they got a different accent and they talk the way they talk and they living how they live and they doing how they doing, and when they're speaking their English, it's no problem for them. It's a problem though with us. It's when you're talking improper.
But we're not native of that language originally, so we're gonna always have a different vibe with our talk.
A different accent than anybody else. It's just different. Everybody has accents.
Just like when they try to read a black man, we seen that earlier. When they read black man's words, they try to talk differently. When a white man it's like they try to change it and read the stuff to the point you be like, dang, so this is what we sound like to y'all. And it's totally different. It's like, I'm not racist. I'm an out-the-box thinker. You know what I'm saying? So my closest friends are white. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, I mean, not closest, because I'm not going to say closest, but some cool friends. I mean, I'm not out here riding around in a truck full of black guys looking for white boys to beat up. That's not on my mind frame. I'm on building and structuring and planning and organizing and strategizing. And white people are not part of that right now. I mean, to be honest, I'm trying to get black people on the same page so we can get with white people and get on the same page. Because at the end of the day, it's one race. But shit, how can black people help each other? I mean, help anybody else, and we cutting each other's throats.
Right, you can't help nobody.
And how can we really feel like y'all want to help us when we the majority of the murders and everything else, and it's not important in nobody's lives. It's just like, oh, another black guy shot, another baby dead from a drive-by, another this. You know, it's nothing.
Right.
Time don't stop. Nothing. Nobody takes time out of their day to give a hoot.
But we still talking about JonBenet Ramsey.
Why not? But how many black 7-year-olds you think have died in between 1996 or whenever JonBenet death was to now? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Nothing against JonBenet. Sad, tragic. But look at the difference. Look how y'all blow the magnitudes. Aren't ours just as important?
Remember the little boy Sean Hornback? They talk about him a lot.
Yeah.
They talk about certain people. Years to come, and these people would have been on Oprah and more.
Yes, it's a woman that's been missing. Her name is Phoenix. I'm gonna get her full name. I'm gonna pull it up on the computer. You know what I'm saying? My friend Derek. I got a friend. He has her picture as his Facebook page. You know, and I really can't believe that they're not talking about her being missing.
And she's been missing for like 2 or 3 years.
Missing since December 18th, 2011.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was 23 then or if she's 23 now, but this is the flyer. And it's just like, this is a 23-year-old black woman, college student, disappears and nobody cares. Like, nothing.
Nobody knows.
Phoenix Coldon, Coldon. If you got any contributions, mail them to P.O. Box 38645, St. Louis, Missouri 63138. The name of it is Missing Phoenix Coldon. That's the name of the foundation. So, I mean, that's just sad. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta find our own babies nowadays. You know, because...
Now, Derek told me it's a show on TV1 called Finding Our Missing.
Yeah. I was just gonna tell you that. You know, I was gonna tell you TV1. Yeah. If y'all don't got TV1, call your cable providers and tell them you need it. TV1 is everything. You get all, you know, what you need for your black empowerment. And shoot, I feel good every morning watching they news versus watching Fox News.
Yeah, so I am gonna have to call my cable provider and find out what's going on. Anyway, like I said, this is how I feel though about black men in America. I feel like they lost our respect, and I feel like the black woman has more power right now in America than black men.
I feel like you're right about that, but I feel like a lot of black people don't even know where they are and how they even got there and why they. You know, what's going on. I don't think they realize that black men don't have respect for black women. And I don't think they realize that, you know, that they are ahead or anything like that.
No, I'm saying it as a point is, that's why I directed my video at the women. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like they're more of a PowerPoint right now. They get more cameras on them. The focus is more on y'all. The black man is his focus is going to jail. Y'all are graduating from college more, in college more, in jobs more. Y'all might not be making as much as a man may be making, but y'all are getting jobs. It's just that if they didn't have us so divided, right, we could be using the black woman being ahead of the black man to the black people's advantage.
Right.
But right now it's just used to whoever y'all working for advantage. It is not really benefiting nobody. The black woman think that she's ahead, but at the end of the day, she can't get married in the massive numbers.
That's what I'm saying. She doesn't realize that she thinks she's ahead, but she's not really ahead.
She's ahead.
You don't really know.
She ahead of the black man.
This is what I guess economy game, yeah. But you're never gonna be ahead without the head. A man is the head.
I can feel that.
So she can't be ahead if she don't have her man or a man and a complete family. You're not gonna win.
I totally agree with that, but that's what I'm saying.
So you just in a cycle.
But the man is the reason why she gonna fall behind, because in the society to where the man is slacking and she's successful, she already has to take a step down to marry.
And that's why black people have to realize that we have to stop putting the value on this white American dollar. We have to start making our own and coming up with our own entities, literally in everything.
Our own set of values for one.
We gotta let them know for real and let the economy know that we serious. Like, I feel like black people need to not spend no money on just like a certain day. Everybody just know about it. We're not spending nothing.
But see, that's a passive form of something. When you saying I'm not gonna spend any money, yeah, you're flexing your buying power, but you're not flexing your business muscle. Because if you was like, yeah, I'm not gonna spend anything, and now we're gonna take that money and open our own businesses, that's a different type of mind frame. But when you just say, we're not gonna shop with you on Friday.
That's gonna be the goal. That's always gonna be the goal, is to always become entrepreneurs. That's what people need to realize. You're not going to school to go work in these people to these people dreams. Stop getting up every day, going to these schools, going to college, thinking you doing something, and you going to go work for some white people. Go out here and get your own business. Go out here and have your own dream. Go out here and work for what you believe in, what you think, and you get with other black people that's thinking the same way that you thinking.
Yeah, and there's nothing racist about that. It's because
that's how you build. That's how you start to build something.
But that's how the black people got to think when their crime rate is the highest, their abortion rates are the highest, your dropout rates are the second to the highest compared to Latinos, who you would expect to be higher than you because they got to struggle with speaking a new language. No, I'm saying, but their dropout numbers are more, but that's because they're not coming over here to go to school. Mm-hmm. They coming over here to work. They already got businesses they can go work in, and establishments set up for them.
And they getting grants and loans and things of that nature to come and work and go to school.
And we dependent on the school system because we have nothing set up, because the generations before us set nothing up because they was dependent on something, or they got what they tried to establish taken away from them, or people made it hard for them to get or to build something.
Honestly, I just feel like it's just an evolution of life. It's time for people our age and the young people of our time to go ahead and take the baton. The baton is being passed on. We in the race and we running, and they didn't pass the baton. It's over for their generation.
Well, they skipped the generation.
Pretty much gotta say, we now on to the babies.
Well, see, I think it skipped the generation, which it might have been the baby boomers.
It did. Somebody dropped the baton.
They didn't drop the baton.
Midway. Somebody dropped a smidge.
They didn't drop the baton. You got to realize.
Somebody dropped the baton when we are where we are, just as if we are still in slavery. Somebody dropped it.
No, they didn't drop the baton. Dropping the baton, we never really had anything established. And anything that we had was bewildered. And that's why I say, it can be, like you say, dropping the baton, but to an extent, I say not really. Just due to the fact is that we still in the race and we see what's going on. And the baton being dropped would be just a catastrophe. Now we just need people to wake up, stop killing each other, stop doing dumb stuff, stop treating women dumb, stop treating men dumb. Like these songs that are sex separation. Like, man, I'm a rapper. I probably done some songs calling women bitches, hoes before, things like that. But to be honest, those are not one of my majority of songs. You know, I try to make music of a wider range, but we got to stop making music like that in the masses when we see that that's the only thing they're promoting of our culture. I listen to other radio stations of different genres, and during the hours of normalcy, if that's a word, during the hours of 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., they are playing normal music. They're not playing stuff that'll have you thinking about sex at 10 a.m. or thinking about sex at 8 a.m. You know what I mean? It's thought-provoking things. You can't be listening to songs on the radio and not thinking that it's going to have some type of subtle effect, not going to have some type of effect on you, subconsciously or consciously, unconsciously. It might have an effect on you. I mean, why wouldn't it? You riding around listening to gangster music all day, you're going to be on some gangster talking type stuff. You're going to be thinking like that.
Yep. That's what they want you to think like.
And that's why we got to start thinking, well, is this really what we want? Is this something that we asking for? Is this what we on? You know what I'm saying? You know? So that's why I'm like, so this is what the new plug is about. You know, it's kind of just maybe exposing new things that we're not really shedding light on because people don't have the information that they need to have. So we need to start shedding light on new things.
And that's just another way of taking over the media that we want. Because if we not putting out the type of media we want, nothing's gonna be reported the proper way.
Nope. So
you have to take it into your own hands.
And not just with the, like you said, reporting our own way. We have to think about new innovation because you can't just tell your kids, hey, go to school, do this and this and that, and hope somebody hire you. We need to be thinking about innovation because I'm on the internet and I'm seeing they got a 3D printer printing a house in 20 hours.
So
you know what that's taking? That's taking away plumbers, carpenters.
Exactly.
So you can't even be thinking to go work for somebody. You gotta be thinking, what is the next thing?
Right. Entrepreneurship, you gotta become an inventor. It's time for us to become inventors. We are like basically where we were at a point at the end of the Civil War. We need to figure out how we're going to have a new revolution, a new evolution of the black man. Period.
And woman.
I mean,
Yeah, but I want to be sexist. I want to say man, woman, just so you know that we walking side by side in this because we all got the same nonsense on it. We got women doing dumb shit, and then we got men doing dumb shit. So it ain't like it's just one not doing this the other. The man is doing just as dumb shit. Y'all going to strip clubs, throwing the money to have the chicks on the pole. They getting the money. Why are you throwing it? It doesn't even make sense for you to be in there degrading your women like that. You know what I'm saying? I got taken to a strip club on my 21st birthday. I've been to a strip club before. To be honest with you, I don't like them. And I never did. That never really was something that was on my agenda to do. Just to the fact that I never understood why it was important to throw money at women when you could be trying to get a woman of your own. Or something, and try to build values and build structures and come at the buildings and other things. It's not a positive mind frame. Mm-hmm. These things that they show in the movies and women stripping, like a lot of the stuff that Americans legalize and do is evil.
Never positive.
It's of the devil. A lot of it is of the devil.
And America is of the devil. America has started basically off of evil. Do your research.
Basically.
It is. It just started off of evil. Do your research. You will see. It's just everything that is that they say is good is bad. Everything that you think is real and right is wrong. So don't believe nothing that you see, hear, or is told because it's just not true.
It can't be.
It's not true. The history is wrong. You can't even actually trust their history books. We've been here way longer than they even want to even acknowledge.
Well, see, that's why I feel deprived about, and it makes me kind of weary of having children because if you just go to school blindly, happy, bright-eyed, wanting to learn, you'll be learning about rapists and oppressors and not even knowing about it and be reciting their speeches and happily learning about people who literally stole your heritage. And if you never in that mind frame to think like that, you'll be writing reports on George Washington and James K. Polk and James Madison and any other person that they got.
Abraham Lincoln was one of the guys we would talk about back in school.
Like it was just nothing, just people in general.
Every year.
But I'm just saying, just in general, like how we talk about these people, and it's just like nobody else existed. We're not racist when we're saying, hey man, can we get some black people in there? Not slaves, but black people in there. Because that's all y'all want to throw in there. We'll throw a couple slaves in there to shut them up. Tell them about old Harry.
Can we know about the people that were up in the north that were free slaves, that had their own businesses, that started off their colleges, let's know about that type of history. Can we find out about that?
But still, that's why I'm like, we gotta be in a different mind frame. So we have to be the ones to broadcast that information to the world, to the masses. of black people and start hoping other people catch fire and do the same thing. Because, I mean, if we don't do it, who will? Like, I really feel this the last generation that has the chance to do something about it. Because the kids afterwards, why would they care?
And
It'll be too
I'm
far gone.
afraid though, people so out there, so caught into everything that is America, so sucked in that it's really pretty much over if these kids don't wake up.
They all sucked into it. What is America? But even other nationalities, when they come over here, they get sucked into America because you're not brought here to be the dominant person. You're just brought here to indulge in the lifestyle that you shouldn't be indulging in. Like, we are so dependent on the system that's ready to fuck us at any moment. So dependent. So many people that don't know how to grow their own food, hunt, fish. These are normal life things, but you know how to get an iPod at midnight when they drop. You know about it 12 weeks before it's finna come out. You know so much irrelevant information.
This is black people though that don't know about hunting as much and doing all this stuff. I run into white people all the time. This is what they do. They know how to hunt. They got guns and they can get the guns legally. They're going hunting, fishing. This is what they do on their time off.
Right, and we on our time off.
We not doing that. We in the mall.
No, we on our time
we
off.
In the club.
We
going to the strip club.
Talking about each other.
Right, or killing each other. Putting each other down, getting high, getting fucked up to the extreme.
To the masses.
Trying all new stupid shit.
And buying all type of new stupid shit. So it just gotta be like, at some point, we gotta draw a line in the sand and be like, hey, okay, hold on. What are we doing here? We just trying to keep up. Like, who are you keeping up for? And that's why I was in a conversation with one of my homies about Jordans, and I was just saying, man, why are they so important? You know, like, what is the purpose of them? He was like, man, it don't just be black people in the line. He was like, man, it was some, people from other races in line. I was like, but they can probably afford them. That's just like going to the Bentley store and saying, no, it wasn't just black people in there. I bet it wasn't. People got money gonna buy stuff that they can afford. Exactly. But if you've been thinking about breaking yourself, it gotta add up. And it's like they make you no money. It's too many black men doing that, buying their kids these shoes, which is another poison that passes down.
You're not even worried about your life or your marriage or nothing like that. You focused on these damn Jordans.
And fashion items.
You hear me?
Like, it gotta be something where you think, well, come on now. This doesn't make any damn sense. It gotta be something where click. It gotta click to where you gotta literally feel it makes no damn sense to be this damn caught up in the moment.
But like that woman had said earlier, what was that lady name that we watched earlier? On Donahue.
Dr. Wilson.
Dr. Wilson, when she said about not having children until you're 30. A lot of people need to take heed to that because women, anyway, 30 for women and 35 for men. And I feel like that was it was a good analogy to give because a lot of y'all just young and y'all 20s and just got this urge to do this stupid stuff. You're not even prepared enough. You buying your baby Jordans for what? For them to be out of them in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
But you wanna complain about daycare fees and all this other stuff, the stuff that really matters. But you can come up with the prices to get the shoes and the other irrelevant things that don't matter. Right. So why complain about the things that matter? Or I done heard chicks say, man, I can't wait until these kids start kindergarten so I can stop paying for daycare. So you already been paying for daycare. You should parlay that money into private schools. Now you waiting for free schooling? Why do your kids like that?
Right.
And if you really, it's too many of us that are content and not thinking that we can do better and not realizing if you've been exposed to some of the things that I was exposed to at the age of 5, that you realize that, damn, I'm getting held back. Man, I learned more between the ages of 5 and 9 than I did between the ages of 10 and 17. They wasn't talking about no new stuff for real about high school. We were doing science projects in the 3rd grade. No, 2nd grade in elementary school. It might have been simple shit, but you already was getting in the mind frame of science.
Right.
Every year, science projects. Getting in the mind frame. Science, I was already thinking about on space stuff. Mind frame. Space and other things. I knew all the planets by heart and all these other things. It was just like irrelevant information in St. Louis public schools. All irrelevant information. What you know about that dumb shit for? What you know about that for? They're gonna want to talk to you about the judicial system and all this other stuff, because that's what you finna be going through. The executive branches and whoop-de-wham branches, all this nonsense information. It makes no sense. And that's where at some point we gotta want our own flag, our own currency, our own constitution, our own set of rules, and our own set of land. And there's nothing wrong with that when you're saying that we're free. And anybody who argues with that doesn't want to see you free.
Yep.
That's not, and we being as smart, being the descendants of our people who were smart and above their time, will have to know if y'all made it illegal for them to read, write, and do anything of value, that they probably couldn't really fully act out what they needed to act out at any point in time. Life being threatened, they couldn't just go stand in front of in the White House. If they let them in and be like, hey, we need our own flag, our own money, our own land, because
they're not gonna be able to get no guns, and you got the gun. It's not like we're gonna be able to protect ourselves.
And that's not even free. We still asking you. We still asking you.
Who we gonna go to war with? How we gonna, come on.
So we're in the mind frame now that we know that they weren't smart enough to argue freedom in a real sense. Because if you study history, slaves died immediately. Well, the free slaves died immediately after slavery, because it was nothing set up during Reconstruction. It was called Reconstruction, but what was set up? KKK and a whole bunch of other things that wasn't set up during the slave times. And more slaves probably ended up dying during Reconstruction than probably during slavery per year. Just because you had people hanging slaves just off GP. Oh, you ain't finna take my job. Oh, he's looking at my wife. Oh, they'll do this, but just extra.
And that's exactly all it's ever been. It's been a threat of, I feel like the black man gonna take mine and what I got. Why are y'all so threatened by a black man?
Or at least act like you're not threatened, but the whole way you move is of a threatened species. Like you threatened of what we're capable of. If you're not threatened of what we're capable of, then why not even the playing field? And why act like it's an issue to even say that when you know that you intentionally unleveled the playing field? But anyway, we got caught on that one. That was a nice little discussion. Like I said, we don't really got no limitations on the plug. But I do want to talk about a little bit of technology here. So they got these new cell phones coming out. So that's going to be able to project 42 inches. It'll be a projection screen on it. See, that's the type of stuff we gotta be on.
That's a TV.
Yeah, that is a TV. So now you'll be able to, if you got a little nice flat wall to be around, you'll just be able to, turn the lights down, boom, project it. Late night, boom. It's like being at the drive-in or something. So they're making it to the point to where, like I said, you better be having your mind open to be innovative. What is the next wave? They got a 3D printer that's gonna be printing chocolate for $99. Chocolate printer.
I don't want none of this stuff though.
But people are wanting it. It's already in the UK.
Like I don't want nothing that's not natural.
It is
I don't got time for no printer food. It ain't grew up out the ground. I don't want nothing that's
see, that's
printed.
the thing.
I don't want nothing that's fake. I'm tired of all
it is real though.
That's the thing.
Food. It's real.
It's real enough to eat, and then your ass ain't gonna be able to shit. No, I don't want that shit. No.
I'm just saying, basically the printer is acting as a chef, a gourmet chef that's gonna dress the item up, do this and this and that. I mean, that's what it does. And it presents it to you in a gourmet format. Now, it will print that bitch from scratch. But it does it in a gourmet format. You know what I'm saying? So it taking things to a new level. And that's why I'm saying
to crazy.
No, it's not even
to recome.
It's not even Jetsons. It's what are the jobs of the future going to be, and are you preparing your children to be in that wave of the jobs of the future, or are you preparing them to be out of jobs? And then you had a last option, creating jobs.
And so then there we have either we conform to exactly what the white man is saying and doing, or we start a war, basically.
Well, it can't be
because
no
wars. You can't conform to this. Like I mean, if we were wanting to think about what the future would have and what the your kids and kids will have. Gosh, it would just be so hard. Like,
well, you would just think. I would think it would have to result to war. It would just have to result in war on mind frame and the way people think and what people really think freedom is. Because you have a lot of people there to come at us, and a lot of the people don't even realize. There's a lot of immigrants that haven't been here as long as black people, and they come here looking down on black people like, man, this is America. You got all the opportunities, because they never had to get their ass beat to vote or get attacked by dogs to eat at a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? They never had the same hardships to really, so they can't understand why. Well, I don't understand why black people don't do this. You got black people to this day that don't go to certain neighborhoods because the police don't pull them.
They still know.
Some of them
the entire world
though.
Experienced slavery.
No, I'm not talking about slavery.
No, I'm just saying they still know why black people were treated this way. They still know why we are the oppressor and why we are oppressed. They know that.
It's a difference.
They know that, just like they know in their country.
But America paints
it ain't no
themselves
difference.
as
No
this
other
melting
country.
pot.
The black is the baddest. They always try to make us
the
lowest.
But
it's
America
not no
paints
different.
themselves as a melting pot, and nobody gets bothered except black people. So everybody can come here and basically use us as the punching bag. They let the Koreans come over here and make money off of us.
True.
And then, they be like, oh. And then the Korean can also be like, oh, they're robbing our stores. They're doing this. It's a two-sided entendre. It's just like they can always come either take our money and then get us locked up. There's no give back, no set up establishments. It's like they no create jobs, no keep it circulating. And they might keep one dude hired, one wino or one crackhead hired at these establishments, mopping the floor or stacking some boxes. But no, you can't just see nobody getting hired at the corner store. They're not doing that. They don't got applications floating around like a big establishment like a Quick Trip or a Mobile on the go or something. They got that one little geeker or something who's gonna work and do whatever they ask, and who knows what the payment arrangements are, and you're not gonna ask any questions about it. Right. There's just be certain things that we gotta get away from accepting, and it's not being racist, because if it was racist, you'll be able to go in their neighborhood. If it wasn't racist on their end, you'd be in their neighborhood doing it. They wouldn't just be in your neighborhood doing it. And it's a one-sided game. I don't like playing one-sided games.
I mean, black people just need to learn business, though. Need to learn how to, keep something that's gonna keep going and make something more solid. I didn't watch how corner stores can go down, and it's over. Like, you just let that whole
corner store
go down because you want this is my family stuff, instead of you trying to figure out, like, oh, you can reach out to everybody in the community and maybe we can get this store back up and going.
Popping. Get the best of the best out of the community, people to take pride. And that's what we need, something where people can take pride in the community. Take pride, because working at, let's say, you could be working at a McDonald's. I'm not going to give you McDonald's. I'm just going to give an example of a Mexican. They can be working at a Mexican restaurant. The pay might be shitty, but everybody in their family got a job. Making maybe even if it's shitty pay, but they got a sense of identity to where they can put their money together, and that money can stretch and do something. Yeah. Half of the black people don't know everybody in their damn family working. Like, yeah, your mom might be working, but your dad might be laid off. Your uncle ain't working. And I'm like, they can get people hired because they got their own businesses that other people of other cultures go to. Everybody eat Mexican. Everybody. Tacos. I mean, whenever your restaurant has been franchised, I mean, what black restaurant is franchised? Would it be considered Popeyes? That could be considered a black franchise. You ain't gonna really get no true soul food from there. But that's like the closest.
Is that owned by black?
But you got Qdoba's, you got Taco Bell. Like these are commercialized Mexican restaurants to let you know that, hey, people like Mexican food. Where are your commercialized soul food restaurants at? I'm just, you know what I'm saying? They're not in it.
No.
Because we're not part of the inner circle of business. Exactly. We're the consumer, not the producers. And nothing we have is of value. No other culture is getting their family together unless it's of mixed people. They're not finna get an all-white family or all-Chinese family in America saying, hey, let's go hang out with black people tonight. Not in St. Louis. Maybe in another city. But in our segregated city, they might stumble across you at an emos counter or something. But it's not gonna be planned. That wasn't what they planned to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not set up to be like that. And so they're not shopping in your stores. If you're a black person, you automatically know that your business is isolated to black people. Am I right? Mm-hmm. To an extent, you know? But we're going to have to wrap this show up because we got plenty time to talk about this. I really don't know how long we got. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to try to do as long as we can. I kind of want to do more on black men in America and our mind frame and where are we going, what is going on. More so because I'm not ready to do a video yet. I kind of want to just touch on it on the show, but I couldn't really find the verbiage. But because I'm more upset with the men than I am with the women. Like I said, I was just more trying to warn the women of the images that they giving y'all, which, you know what I'm saying, the negative images. But with the men, I'm asking where your head at. We supposed to be a little more steadfast and strong-willed and have more values. It's just like it's too many men giving up. It's almost like a giving up. You know what I mean? If that make any sense, it's more of a I give up. Yeah. I'm gonna do this dumb shit. I'm gonna call women anything and treat them any type of way and do anything and live awkwardly and have kids but still be out here sliding on people and doing dumb stuff, ganking people, putting my family in harm's way for crumbs.
Yes.
And then because it's ways
people doing this. It's people doing so much stupid madness like that. Men and women just doing stupid stuff, sleeping around with people.
But I want to say more on the men.
Children.
I just want to say more on the men because at what point, if they say our role is the protector and the provider, where's your mind frame of protection at? There's too many of us doing dumb stuff. Like, if you gonna be a robber type, where you doing stuff, don't do stuff to people who gonna come back at you with guns and things like that. I'm just saying like that to put your family on harm's way. Rob some banks or something, so when they come at you, it's polices and some more established more so than hotheads, loose cannons in the streets. And be more organized at what you do, so you're not just out here putting everybody in harm's way to where they see you out in the street, they just start ringing out shots and innocent bystanders getting shot. Right. You know, it just clean up the way you move. It just don't make no sense for all these people to be getting shot, murdered, and
stop fighting your brothers.
Yeah, because that's what we doing.
Killing each other.
Stop robbing each other.
Yeah.
Stop hating.
Why you going for them when you need to be going for the big time anyway?
Well, we know why they going for them.
Don't even go for none of that though. Shoot, live your life and start we need to be trying to reorganize.
Stop being so materialistic. Stop letting what they put on these images dictate, and through these records dictate who we are as people. Stop making us think that, hey man, if I ain't got this, then I can't get this. And women, stop falling for that. Stop being so materialistic.
You don't have to do everything you see on TV.
Well, expect everything you see on TV. So expect somebody to spoil you, and if a man not spoiling you, then he don't love you. It don't go like that. Because a man can have money, spoil you, and not care about you. Because people who got money is no object to them. Right. A broke man can spend $20 on you, and man, he love you. You know what I'm saying? More so that a rich man spending 20 grand on you, and it's nothing. He won't talk to you next week. You wonder why he's not picking up the phone. He just wanted to have some fun. I got a wife. So he'd be like, I got a wife, don't call me. So, anyway, we just, like I said, it's gonna be a lot of opportunity for us to talk. Black men, I think I'm gonna have a lot of stuff for us to be on with the the space explorations. A lot of those things I want to just gear towards our thinking, because those are the things we need to be putting in our sons and daughters' heads. Not these strip clubs and D-boy songs and being fresh and fly. We need to be having them thinking about being mathematicians, scientists, physicians, physics, engineers. For us though, not for just them. For us though, that money that you spending on their Jordan, save that and open their business up for them.
Right.
Put that towards their business. Change our mind frame so we ain't sending a bunch of materialistic kids to school, so they just going to school for a fashion show and Joan and all who got the oldest shoes.
We gotta start teaching our kids early, in the home, in the womb, for real. Stop eating all this crazy stuff while you pregnant, mothers. Don't eat crazy stuff. Stop eating that pork. Stop eating of the earth. Eat seeds and fruits, so you can have a fruitful child, because your child is at risk even at the womb.
Yeah.
Even in the womb.
And so smart, that's something we're going to definitely highlight on, smart eating, which I think goes into growing your own food, hunting, and fishing. Because if you're eating off of the land, you're not going off of, you can't really have an abundance of food. And an abundance of food, it got to be a sin, because yeah, you can go to buffets, but look at what they got. Look at the measures they got to go through. But look at the measures they got to go through to have all of this food on hand for you. They got to feed animals steroids and give them all this extra stuff and do all things that are not natural, just so you can eat unnaturally.
Yeah, and then you wondering why you so sick, and wondering why you so hurt, and wondering why you when you get older, what's going on. It's because you've been eating all this processed, inflated steroid meats and product with all these preservatives for all these years, and you backed up.
Yeah, your stomach gets used to eating like this when really your mind is strong and your body can be trained off of eating lightly. But we're trained off of eating so heavy, big burritos, big meals, big pancakes. Everything huge, you know what I'm saying? We're not really accustomed to eating things in a moderate form, or a small setback order. But anyway, this is the plug. HBQB, I appreciate the conversation. It was real deep. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love you so much. All right,
love you too.
That's good. But all right, so this is the plug. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday. We're gonna try to have the shows up at 6 p.m. every Wednesday. And most definitely, you got anything you want to say to anybody before we sign out?
I love y'all out there too.
Yeah, hopefully this help us get our mind frame together. Each show we get closer together as a people. Anything we talk about on this show, you can contact me directly on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, and I had a link posted on the show, but make sure you stay at taxfreegov.com for the latest from this show and anything else we got going on. All right? We out.
Peace.
Fuck a middleman.